You can look all over, but you'll never find like mine. What's up, my dudes? This is my new custom track, Bermuda Triangle Rhythm. Do I not have an imagination or what? Good God, bro. Like, I don't even know how I come up with this stuff. There is something that just automatically sparks off in my brain that can even create this kind of stuff, man. I don't even know how it happens. It just automatically does it. Like, it's insane, dude. By the way, just letting you guys know, I apologize for not uploading past couple days. Been a little bit under the weather, no pun intended. But we'll be getting back to it. I know I hit 10,000 subs on YouTube. I'll be making a video on that really soon. So, yeah, I was sitting around sort of thinking about a cool, different kind of layout design track. I was trying to kind of formulate it up in my head, and I was thinking about, like, you know, how the straight rhythm is so different than any other kind of racing. And then obviously there's been some people that's kind of done like a square rhythm type of thing with MX Simulator. And it was right around the time I was doing my Tropical Storm custom track. If you guys don't recognize, the biome is basically the exact same as Tropical Storm on this track right here. It's got the exact vibe and everything. Same rocks, same trees, same decals, same weather, you know, skybox, water, all that's the exact same from that. It was right around that time I was doing that, and then something just happened where it just, I'm telling you, it's like a light bulb went off in my head. It was just like, bing, cha-ching. Yeah, okay, tropical, okay, yeah, and then kind of like a square rhythm. Well, can we not just do Bermuda Triangle rhythm, dog? That's pretty much how that happened there, so... Yeah, there's a lot of quite insanity sections on this track. On that first lap, I was trying to kind of show you the standard way to hit everything, like the more normal way you would hit stuff, but there are multiple different types of ways to go through these sections. So with this first sort of straightaway, it's more like your standard, like what you would expect at a Red Bull straight rhythm kind of section. It's kind of got like a little tabletop on off at the beginning, then a little normal, you know, like just standard jump rhythm section. Then it's kind of got like a wall jump in the middle of it, kind of as like a slow down point. But and then you kind of go through some whoops, then you go through this kind of like finish line double style. So that's what the first sort of part of the triangle is, like a standard straight rhythm. Now the second part of the triangle, it starts off in this rhythm section like this, and then it starts getting a little more unique right here. So I'm hitting some pretty crazy ass lines that you never would think you'd be able to hit on this track right here. Like, I'm literally landing on what's meant to be just jump faces, like pretty insane jump faces too. So you can hit it a lot more different types of ways than you might think just from seeing the track at a first glance. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to kind of convey right there. You know, a lot of people are going to ride on this track their first 10, 20, 30 laps, and they're not even going to recognize some of the bigger lines that you can actually hit on it. I mean, it is pretty insane, some of the stuff you can do here. So I just wanted to, you know, really point that aspect out, like, especially if you're on a 450. I'm pretty sure you can get around this entire track on a 250F. Pretty for sure. I don't think it's like a you must have a 450 kind of section or kind of track. By the way, this section right here. So basically what I did, let me take this back, just kind of explain this right here. So you can see how there's kind of this water glitch going on some parts of the track on the off track, and a lot of you track makers out there will realize what this is. It's actually a bit of a like a bug, like it's where you place two water statue objects, like where they kind of overlay, and for whatever reason it kind of creates this like really glitch out, like seizure effect going on any kind of track out there. Usually you don't have to worry about it because your water ponds are either small enough to where you don't have to overlap them or whatever, or you can just like make a real nice squared off. See, it's a squared water pond object, so if you start kind of like, you know, turning that square into another square to make like a bit of a rounded water pond. It's a bit hard to explain that if you're not really making custom tracks, but moral of the story here is pretty much there's no way to do it with a triangle track like this and trying to like round off the edge and make squares fit together properly. Like, it just doesn't work with the way that you have to do it. So I literally had to make it to where they sort of overlapped each other a little bit. So it is going to have that weird, buggy, glitchy, like, you know, oh, this beginner track maker here. But what I did, okay, listen to this. Talking about some just make it work type of shit right here, dog. Pretty much what I did was make to where the lightning effect on the track is going down right in those areas. So it almost, follow me here, boys. You got to fantasize a little bit, okay? You got a little bit of imagination, okay? It's as if the lightning is striking right in those areas, and it's kind of like electricity is running through the water. So I like basically straight up turned a bug glitch into an actual on track, on the map type of feature going on here. Oh, it's crazy, dude. But yeah, that's pretty much what I was trying to create with that. That's why you see a lot of the lightning striking right down in those areas. And there's actually 3 or 4 different areas. Pretty much all the corners of the map are like that. And it just kind of fit in with the whole vibe of the track anyways, being like the Bermuda Triangle, kind of mysterious, like lightning striking in all 3 corners. It makes sense, because the Bermuda Triangle is a bizarre thing as it is anyways. So, but yeah, if you're seeing that and you're like, oh, good God, Spencer, what's all this, crazy bug glitching water doing? Just imagine it's the lightning hitting the water, okay, bro? There's really no workaround for that, straight up. So let me pause this right here. All right, so let me show you. So it's kind of like this big, obviously big triangle rhythm, surrounded completely by water, right? And it's got water in the middle of the triangle as well. And there's one island in the middle of the triangle over here, which is pretty much the, like I like to look at it as kind of like the survivors of the Bermuda Triangle. Like they got lost in this Bermuda Triangle, all the airplanes, everything gets lost and stuff. It's pretty much what this is trying to kind of replicate here. Like these people got lost out here in the Bermuda Triangle and they're trying to survive. They're doing some Castaway Tom Hanks, shaving the pubes guide too. They're making it work out here, bro. So that's pretty much what I tried to create here. I think it's pretty cool. Gives the track a little bit more kind of story, backstory and sort of lore to it, if you will, which is always cool to kind of add to tracks. I think it's a nice little touch that you can do there. So either way, yeah, but it's pretty much, that's one corner of the triangle, one corner of the triangle way over there by that lightning, and then one corner of the triangle over there. So you can kind of get the idea of the whole layout of the track. Now you start on this little area right here. And the reason why I did this is because simply, I don't know, I didn't want to have the gates on the actual triangle because I would have had to build the track around that to where it was real smooth in that area to where you could start off in that section. It just felt weird. I don't know. It just worked out better to make it to where you start off in this other little area and then you ride to the actual triangle, right? And then you start right here. I don't know. It's just kind of the way the track came together there. So you don't actually technically start on the triangle. You're kind of starting like in a little bit of a different area, but the laps run on the triangle rhythm. Even though it is basically 3 straight rhythms, not like full-blown. I would say they're probably about maybe like half. Each one of these straights are probably like half of a normal like Red Bull straight rhythm lengthwise, right? Pretty much. So you're basically getting like 3 halves of a straight rhythm, Red Bull straight rhythm, together with 3 different corners. But this one corner, this first corner over here, I left totally smooth because I really didn't want to overdo my corners on this track. That was one thing I really paid close attention to. You kind of see the vibe I'm going for out here, right? So it's like, you got this like water glitch effect, and whatever you have your graphics set on is going to make a massive difference. Like, I've actually got my graphics turned down a little bit. That way I don't get that weird grainy effect on YouTube here. But if you have your graphics maxed out and you have your NVIDIA graphics maxed out as well, it really does not look all that bad, the actual water glitch effect. It's not bad at all. So it's just all kind of depends, especially, and it doesn't look that bad in first person either. I think it's because I'm in third person, kind of like, panning out in a weird way here. Let me actually get this back, kind of get it back in first person and show it to you that way. Okay, traveling back in time. All right. So when you're on the actual track, it doesn't look that bad. It could definitely be kind of mistaken for just electricity hitting the water or something cool like that. And it's kind of cool because it plays into the whole track, like I was saying, of it's almost like lightning struck in all three of the corners of the triangle, making this triangle, because nobody knows, man. Bermuda Triangle is a mysterious thing. So I don't know. I know it's so weird and just a little cover up for a bug, but good God, man, I've never found something that I could make something like that just work and like play with the actual, the backstory of the track and everything like that. But when you make tracks, you learn how to make workarounds, man. That's one thing about it. Like any of you MX simulator track makers out there, if you don't have that ability to, when you see this wall, this like impenetrable, force, this something happens to where it's like, okay, I cannot make this like that, or I can't do this because this object won't go over here, or whatever the case may be, you find a way to make it work, dog. And that's what you're seeing right here, like tenfold. You find ways to make crap work, and that's what you got to be able to do, man, when it comes to custom track making. But anyways, so you can see the lightning striking over there, looking real nice. So I can actually pick the different areas where I want the lightning striking. And this lightning and water, rain, it's also got rain on the track as well, just like my tropical storm track, which all of that came from the NFMX Mud, really, really old school track. I think I actually put that on my top 5 MX Simulator custom tracks way back in the day. That's the same rain effect I've used on Rainforest Trail, a couple of my other tracks, and yeah, that was very innovative when that guy put that in way back in the day, because it can be used for so many different things, man. But you can put the lightning anywhere you want to, and that's the cool thing about the actual sequence effects and stuff like that in the game. And that's the same way with this cool little fire, little campfire thing going on over here on this Castaway Island. It's actually the same thing. It's a sequence basically billboard as well. So you can see the fire actually looks like it's burning, right? And it'd be hard to have fire if it was stagnant and wasn't moving in any kind of way. It wouldn't look right. Same way with the lightning, same way with the rain. It's got to be moving in some kind of way. Even though it's not actually technically moving, it's just playing like a sequence of picture files very quickly in front of you, making it look like it's moving. It still gives it the really, really cool effect to it. So in the lightning, it's just basically just pasting a picture of lightning on a certain part of the map really quickly, and then it's going away, and then it's pasting another another picture of it. And it's so simple how it does it, but it looks great. Like you wouldn't think it would, you'd think, oh good God, that'd be so hard to put actual lightning in MX Simulator, but it's really not. All that is a picture file being placed over and over and over. That's literally all it is. And there's 3 different sequences of it in this particular thing, and you can do that with anything in the game. A lot of people that think that there's these like restrictions to MX Simulator track editing, you could do sequence files with anything. I've done it on my Trippy SX track with the the smiley faces that go through all the crazy rainbow colors, right? By the way, we're going to have us another Trippy track coming out soon. Don't worry, boys. Definitely going to be getting to that. But either way, back to this track. Good Lord, man. I was explaining a lot of different random stuff. So, yeah. So one of the first things some of you guys might notice on the track is you might be thinking, come on, Spencer, what are these jump transitions, man? Why this kind of feels like somebody's first track or something. Like, what are you doing? Okay, let me just explain that to you. So the transitions, and if you don't know what that is, it's between your jumps, right? So it's like your landing of rhythm jumps, in between jumps, okay? Just had to explain that to some people so it makes sense. I know some people probably know that. A lot of you guys probably know what transitions are, but you might not, fully, really understand it to a maximum level, because you may not make tracks, you may not be that into motocross. So I just wanted to explain that. It's like your jump, landing, and then to the next jump phase. So it's kind of how smooth you're transitioning between your jumps, right? And I gotta admit to you, this track doesn't have like a JGMX super smooth transition, like what you call quote unquote perfectly built track. It's definitely got almost, I was going for like a washed out type of feel to it. That's what I was trying to go for. So Don't look at it like, Spencer, you don't know how to smooth out your transitions. You should have smoothed out the track some more. Like, dog, I was trying to make it like that because you think about being in the Bermuda Triangle and you got this rain hardcore storming all the time. Like, that track ain't going to be perfectly smooth. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have some washed out and it's crazy stuff like that. So this is kind of like a semi-realistic. It doesn't have any like ruts or anything. I didn't want to go that hardcore with it. You know, it doesn't have like crazy kickers and ruts and stuff like that. It's more of a, more of an actual, what you would call like semi, in the sense of where the track is pretty smooth, not like ruts going up jump faces, not crazy kickers, not ruts in the corners, but there is a certain like realism to the way it feels when you land on a jump and jump off another jump. There's just, I don't know how to explain it. You just got to ride on the track, you know what I'm saying? But there's these really cool, unique, like every time you jump a jump on this track and you land, you get this cool, like different transition type of feeling, like this washed out, kind of squared off-esque type transition between some of the jumps that really feels like some sort of washed out sand track or something, right? And it does have a sand track traction on it, pretty deep as well. And so there's really cool effect that happens in this corner right here. And it's something that I only notice in first person, and it only happens ever so often on certain laps. It's when you take this outside berm. Okay, I want you to watch the screen really closely here. I'm going to let it play all the way through, and then I'm going to back it up, okay? So right here, boom, you saw that lightning strike, okay? I want you to pay attention to the lightning strike. Once I get like midways through the corner, all right? Pay attention to the way that lightning strike looks. Look at that. There is something where the way that lightning strike is right there, it strikes in the perfect position. I don't know what it is about it, but when you get in this corner and that lightning strikes at that perfect moment, it's almost like it literally feels like electricity is running through you. It's going to sound crazy me saying that, but just, you know, when you see these little lightning effects off in the distance, I mean, they have a certain look to them, but for whatever reason, that one actually, it's like emitting light whenever it hits the ground. I don't know how in the hell it's doing that, but I noticed it do that, and I was like, dude, I'm just going to leave it. That looks sick. I don't know how it's doing it. Like, what? Look at that. See how it's like that? It's emitting that light as soon as it strikes down right there. That's the only one I notice it on. For instance, let me come over here, kind of get this in third person and show you real quick. There's a lot to this track, dude. Sorry, guys. This video is going to be a little bit longer here. But, yeah, let me get over here and kind of show you guys this real quick. Okay, so basically, so you can see when the lightning strikes right there, same exact lightning billboard, but yet it doesn't really have that light sort of look to it. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't have that illuminating. It's not like it's actually emitting light from the lightning. But this one over here, it does. And I don't know how it does. It doesn't even do it in third person. It only does it in first person. See that right there? It's almost like it eclipses with the lighting of the track or something in this weird way, and it actually makes that look like an actual lightning bolt with emitting light and electricity, but there's none of that on the actual billboard. It's just a billboard. It's just a PNG picture file of lightning being placed on the track, but somehow it's actually illuminated in that one particular moment, one particular area. I don't know how the hell it's doing it. It's like it's actually arcing. It's like it's actually sparking. Look at that. How the heck is it doing that? I'm in total shock by this. But I was like, I noticed it doing that, and I was like, dude, holy crap. Somehow it's making that lightning bolt look super real. And it doesn't even actually have a lighting effect to it at all. Like I'm saying, it's something to do with its placement and the way you're seeing it, the exact position you're seeing it in first person with the lighting of the track. It's like it's reflecting the lighting of just the standard sun lighting on the track on the billboard. I don't know how the hell it's doing it. I don't know. All there is to it is it looks sick, and it looks just like lightning would actually look, and you get the feeling like, lightning is actually striking close to you in real life, like that crazy, weird electricity running through everything kind of feeling. That's what you get when you go past this section. So either way, if you're a first-person player in MX Simulator, you'll get a kick out of that. The few times that it does do that, ever so often, laps it'll do that when you hit that outside line. It's sick, dude. But, okay. So, one of the most unique Spencer Turley sections in the history of ever, right here, dog. So, what this is it's basically a small whoop starting section where the whoops are really small, short, and close together, and they just gradually get bigger, and further apart all the way till you get to the very end, and you've got just one humongous roller whoop, right? So it's like the ultimate whoop section of all time, dude. It really is, man. So it's pretty much like the whoops start off that kind of, how some tracks in this game have that super small, like you're going over almost like really small braking bump whoops. That's how it starts off. Then it gets a little bigger. Now you're like to 2013 style whoops right here, right? Then it gets a little bigger. Now you're like 2014 level whoops, right? And pretty difficult. And then they get even bigger, even further apart. Now it's almost like more like rollers. You know what I'm saying? You're more in like the whoop combined with rollers. Then it morphs into full-blown rollers. Then it just morphs into these like massive single hills. So, yeah, dude. Basically, that's that section right there in a nutshell. I wanted to be able to really explain that to you guys so you can understand that and just go in there in each one of the sections so it made sense to you. But either way, as always, the track link is down below in the description if you want to go download that. I'm actually probably going to put it on the Google Drive thing instead of MediaFire, and I'm going to start doing that with all my custom tracks. So, yeah, all you got to do is just go down there and download it through Google, and that's basically going to be a lot more simple and safer way to do tracks for me personally. So, yeah, man, either way, hope you guys enjoy it. This is going to be one of those just fun to race with your buddy tracks. It's not like super serious, like I'm saying, even though you can get a little more serious trying to get faster lap times and try to put together really cool rhythms around it and all that. You can do that, but it is certainly more of a just for fun, mess around, just try to hit some cool stuff, try to ride right beside your buddy on that, infinite whoop section over there. Little stuff like that's what I could see the true potential of the track in. Almost like how Fun Island was, going in there hitting those, half pipe sections, just having fun messing around with your buddies. It's just more of a mess around fun track, man. Seeing what kind of lines you can hit, stuff like that. I could just imagine having 3 or 4 dudes wide on this whoop section, right? And they all come around this corner and they take off and they're like, dude, you could literally have legit drag races on this whoop section right here. It's that insane, man. I don't know how to explain it to you, but it is just, there is so much skill involved. Talking about, teaching you how to ride on whoops in this game. This section right here will do it to you, bro. And I tried to kind of place the palm trees side by side to give it this really unique kind of different touch to this side of the track versus every other part of the track. So I think it gave it its own kind of unique flair to it, and you really remember the way that section looks, not only the visually how it looks with the palm trees, but also physically that section is very, very unique right there. You never see sections like that on MX Simulator. You just don't. And so, yeah, man, this first section you can get pretty crafty and actually jump all the way over that wall right there, which can be a little bit tricky for sure, but you'll definitely save some time by doing that. And you got this, kind of standard finish line double. And then you come around here and rail this outside berm, or you can hit it up the inside. It's kind of both your different options in all the corners. You can either go inside, and a lot of the triple ends on this track are actually not that difficult. So you're going to be able to triple in on the inside on a 450, or triple in on a 250 hitting the outside, stuff like that. It's not like you have to be on a 450 to hit some of these rhythms. Like I said, the only jump that's a little bit questionable is basically these last two right here, because you got to be able to yeah, this is where I was on that crazy rhythm of jumping down, landing down the actual jump faces, which is insane. I just cannot believe you can even do that. Didn't build it for that intention at all, but you can still hit it like that, It's just crazy, man. So, but yeah, this whoop section, you can hit that first part pretty quick, not that difficult. Then you get in this middle part, you're like, oh God, I'm getting out of shape. You got to slow down a little bit. And then you start picking back up your speed some more, and then you're like hitting rollers, and you're trying to, it's just such a cool section to try to like master. You know what I'm saying? It's so cool to try to figure out truly the fastest way to get around that. And you start learning how to kind of jump up over some of these bigger rollers right here. And you learn how to kind of over jump some of them and carry even more speed. So there's a lot of cool different line choices and selections just in just certain simplistic types of different rhythms and lines and stuff. And you can actually jump all the way over this first tabletop. I think I actually cased the crap out of it, busted my nutsack on that one, boys. Yeah, so you can do that, though. I just kind of over jumped it a little bit there. So multiple different ways to hit that stuff, but yeah, man, either way, just another fun track that I feel like nobody's ever even made anything like this before, It's just definitely something that has been full-blown created in the mind of Spencer Turley. It's just, I don't know, bro. It's definitely a pretty cool thing when you can come up with stuff like this. And the thing about it is I've got endless amounts of ideas of other tracks like this that have never been made in the game before. Right? Oh, and by the way, like I said before, the rain effect on the track is going to be really hard to actually see that on YouTube. But once you get on the track, you'll realize there's actually rain on the track and not just lightning all over the place. Well, that'd be kind of weird. There is rain on the track. Just letting you guys know, it's might be a little tough to recognize that on YouTube though. But yeah, man, just having a lot of fun. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the track. Just don't get too frustrated with it. Some of the sections definitely are a little bit harder to learn because they're super unique, and some of these sections you've never seen on other tracks before. So it does take you a few laps to get used to it, but once you do that, you'll be all good. So yeah, man, either way, appreciate all you guys watching the videos. Just reminding you, like I said at the beginning, making my 10,000 subscriber video really soon. That'll probably be the next video that I upload. So, yeah, going to be going into a lot of deeper stuff on that. But either way, man, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.